Alexei Kavezi hit his second 100 of the LV County Championship season, but he was the only Worcestershire batsman who could cope with Leicestershire's four-pronged seam attack on day one of the match between bottom and top of the second division table at Grace Road. Put in, table toppers Worcestershire lost Matt Pardo in the sixth over as Richard Jones, who spent 7 seasons at New Road, began his loan spell from Warwickshire with a brilliant piece of fielding to run out the batsman with a direct hit from cover. Daryl Mitchell won't have been happy with that, and he would have wanted to make amends as he moved on to 800 championship runs for the summer. With a total on 31, he lost Tom Fell at the other end, Nathan Buck winning the LBW appeal as the batsman went for a couple. Buck must have been very close to removing Kavezi in the same over before he'd got his innings up and running. This time though it was given not out. However, Buck was soon celebrating again with the big wicket of Mitchell, who was legged before to a full ball that would have clattered the stumps. Mitchell was out for 26 at 44 for 3, and a fourth wicket should have followed 4 runs later, only for Tom Kohler-Cadmore to be given a life in the slips by Ned Eckersley. Kohler-Cadmore had come in at 5, having made only 65 runs from 8 championship innings this summer, and that meant that Kavezi's innings already took on additional importance. His driving was especially good as he led a recovery with his young partner. They survived until lunch, by which time the visitors had moved the score along to 66 for 3. Kohler-Cadmore was soon at the best score of his fledgling championship career, having really struggled so far in this competition. All in Worcester know that the 19-year-old has a lot of talent, but is yet to show it off in the LV County Championship. He's probably only one knock away from really establishing himself, however. He'd made 32 when he was outdone by Charlie Shrek, who found just enough swing to have the batsman driving without the necessary due care and attention to give Angus Robson a catch in the gully. Still, the youngster had added 77 runs for the fourth wicket with Kavezi, who then went on to his fourth score of 50 or more this summer. It was earned with a couple of runs off Jones, who's joined Leicestershire as cover for their injured pacemen for a month. Kavezi had needed 82 balls for his latest half-century, from which 9 fours had come. It was soon to be the knock which held this innings together. Jones' first success for his temporary employers was the wicket of Ben Cox, who was cruelly strangled down the leg side after making 8 runs out of a total of 132 for 5. It had been a stop-start affair so far for the visitors, who are having a wonderful season in both forms of the game this year. It's not all been down to Mitchell and Syed Ajmal either, with the likes of Kavezi also chipping in with important performances such as this one. He'd moved on to 76 when he lost 2 men at the other end to successive deliveries. Ross Whiteley was LBW to Ben Rain, before Joe Leics was out in the same way to the very next ball, a wicket which left Worcestershire on 167 for 7 and in a spot of bother against a side which has lost 3 of its last 4 matches. So Rain was on a hat-trick, and his next delivery couldn't have been much better. Indeed, it was probably a little too good for Jack Shantry. The left-hander made a breezy 11 before he was bowled by another excellent ball from Jones, which now left the visitors on 194 for 8. So thank goodness for Kavezi, who played a cheeky uppercut to earn his 16th 4, which took him to his second ton of the summer. He needed 138 balls for this one, and it was a knock which was so important to his team. He'd scored half of the runs on the board, such was his dominance. He was soon out for 102, an odd dismissal as he lobbed Shrek a return catch, one the giant took well. Kavezi left with his side now on 212 for 9. Worcestershire owed an awful lot to Kavezi and to Ajmal, who made a rapid 27 with some wonderful shots. That took the total onto 237. Ajmal then failed to get an uppercut over Niall O'Brien to give Shrek his 3rd wicket of the innings. The others were shared by Buck, Jones and Rain. Leicestershire were left with 26 overs to see out, and they would have been delighted not to lose a wicket first ball, something which has happened to them a couple of times of late. But after Robson and Greg Smith opened up with a stand of 24, the former edged Charlie Morris to Mitchell in the slips to go for 12. Eckersley didn't last long either in diminishing light. On 7 he went after a wide ball from Shantry, which he nicked to Cox behind. Smith and Ramnaresh Sarwan then got their heads down for the next 40 minutes before the light became too bad to continue and 5 overs were lost. Leicestershire ending the day on 58 for 2 and trailing by 179 runs.